We have completed 600 projects in 13 cities of the country. Architecture was not a very popular field. I became a joke of my class. I felt that I can make some mark in architecture, so I took up architecture. We are in a planet where population is increasing day by day. So trend is going, people are hiring architects, plus services are very important, which most architects tend to ignore. They were not doing proper documentation. After COVID, something peculiar happened. People wanted 2-bedroom for large flats. My name is architect Sunil Maniramka. I run the firm Maniramka Associates based out of Kolkata. It is a 27-year-old firm. Over the journey of 27 years, we have completed 600 projects in 13 cities of the country, including Nepal and Bhutan, which is outside the country. We specialize in all types of buildings. Particularly, we do mostly residential. Our focus lies on affordable housing because we find this is the need of the day. Apart from housing, we right now are doing schools, temples, universities, auditoriums, factories, warehouses, gated communities, bungalows, and the tallest commercial building ever built in Eastern India presently is being done by our office. When I took up architecture in the year 1993, architecture was not a very popular field, particularly for a Marwadi person like me. I had got chance to study a lot of other engineering fields because I got a very good rank in my JEE. And those times, this 30 years back, people who were not getting very good rank in JEE and they were getting no other subject, they should take up architecture. So it was not by default, there was no choice, so people took it. But mine was a choice decision. And it was basically, I can tell you, I became a joke of my class in the initial few months when people were saying that you have taken up architecture when you are getting metallurgical engineering or mining engineering or civil engineering. But I don't know what happened to me that I felt that I can make some mark in architecture, so I took up architecture. There is no particular design philosophy, but there are some few principles which I follow in design. First of all, the client is investing so much money in his project and he is there to make money. So I would like to do a design where he can get value for the return for which he has invested. I would not like to give anything which is very utopian where the client loses money. Number two, we can make any building good look. With all these geometries and all these softwares we are getting, any building can look good. We can put facade of any type. But a building to perform well, services are very important, which most architects tend to ignore. Services, I mean to say PHE, electrical, fire, air conditioning. So they are very important. So our main focus is that we should have services in the building which are maintenance free. Number three, we are in a planet where population is increasing day by day. Our resources are very scarce and limited. So as responsible citizens, we should try to use minimum materials. We should not waste materials. You can save materials by designing. So I follow that thing also. And fourth thing, particularly for me, I don't want to go for flashy architecture. So if you see my buildings, they are not very flashy. Design which helps people to live properly, make them enjoy your buildings, have minimum footprint in the environment. I think it is smart design and smart architecture. Architects should remember one thing, that they are responsible toward the society. The work they do consumes huge amount of materials, and those materials consume huge amount of natural resources, which emits a lot of carbon. So architects directly or indirectly are contributing to a great extent to global warming. So as responsible architects, we should try to minimize materials, save materials, and if you do all these things, I think the building is smart or smart architecture. In the last 10 years, we have few talented architects from Calcutta, which have made a mark definitely in India and even outside also. Earlier it was not there. Calcutta architects were earlier lacking in getting their work published, in documenting their work. So if you see 10 years down the line before, in magazines and in national forums, there were hardly any architect from Calcutta. Hardly any architect work was being featured in magazines because they were not doing proper documentation and all this. Over the last 10 years, very few budding talented architects have come up who are regularly taking part in symposium, competitions, they are winning, they are getting their work published, and they are doing amazing quality of work. This has resulted in motivating a lot of younger architects and even older architects to start documenting their work, getting it featured and published. So now if you see, architects from Calcutta are making a mark very regularly you will be seeing in all the magazines, some architect or other work has been featured. Earlier, architecture in Calcutta or maybe in India also, the architect was the total boss of a project. He was the ringmaster, he used to run the show. Things have changed now. Now we have so many specialists in a building. We have a structural engineer, which is a PhD engineer, we have electrical engineer, we have a fire engineer, we have a facade consultant, we have a kitchen consultant, we have a landscape consultant, we have a green consultant, we have a pollution consultant. So earlier, what was limited to one person's knowledge, now it is a combination of knowledge from all experts. So what happens? Building is performing better, the building looks better, building is more cheaper, more organized, and since we have experts from all fields, the building quality also has improved to a great extent. First of all is affordability, number second is availability, number third is that maintenance free, number fourth is that it should blend with the surrounding. Or see, basically the point which I am saying you, they are not in hierarchy the way I want it. It can be in any hierarchy. If I am using a material, the material first of all has to blend with the surrounding also. I can't use a very flashy material in a very quiet environment near the hospital and all this. The population of the world is increasing day by day. However, materials on the planet are limited. We have limited land, so we have limited materials. So sustainability is what basically use materials responsibly, number one. Number two, we should use other resources like solar power, wind energy, water recycling, rainwater harvesting, then using electrical charging points for vehicles, or basically relying less on fossil fuels which heat the environment to a great extent, and using materials responsibly. That is very important. People know what is good design. People are using good design by, say, somebody is visiting a hospital or a mall or a good school. So all they are designed by good architects. They are going to airports. So they know what a good design is. So this has resulted in the middle class starting hiring architects. So I will not say all middle class are hiring architects, because architects still are unaffordable for them. What I see, there are a few architects also going out of the way and maybe working free for them, or maybe working with very less money. This also is happening. So trend is going, people are hiring architects. Plus in many municipal areas, in like Calcutta we have the NKD area, the New Town area, where it is mandatory to hire an architect to make a building. So government rules also have changed. So there are many areas, many municipalities, many authorities where architects are must. Even if you are making a one-story building, even for LIG or MIG, you need it. So by law also it has come up. Plus people have realized, and a good architect will give you a good design, efficient design, will save money, because they will be hardly reworking again. Otherwise what happens, you make something, then you think that it's not looking good, you break it again. So architects are getting middle class clients. Maximum growth is in housing, because people want flats. People want to live in houses. Plus what happens in this COVID, COVID has changed the perception of people towards the way they live. What happens when you are confined to a 3-bedroom flat or 2-bedroom floor or to a room for 1 year or 6 months down the road, you start feeling that this space is not enough for me. So what happens, the moment after the COVID, a lot of people started looking for larger houses with separate study room, because now what happens, they wanted a gated community, because they know if you are staying in a standalone apartment in COVID, you are doing nothing. But if you start staying in a gated community, in a housing complex, at least you can go for a morning walk, you have fellow people, you have fellowship and all this. Before COVID was there, we were making 2-bedroom flats, smaller flats, because the budget was constant. After COVID, there was something peculiar happened. People wanted 2-bedroom flat, large flats. Because if somebody has only 3 members in the family, but still they want a large 2-bedroom. Because they know they have to live, they have to work long hours. Number two, still now after 2 years of COVID have passed, many companies are still opting for work from home. So what happens, you would want to stay in a large apartment, area apartment, where all facilities are there, so you don't have to travel much to other place to buy your grocery or to go for a gym. So the housing definitely has increased like anything, and this has done throughout the country. Now after housing, commercial activities, because office spaces also have grown substantially, shopping centers have grown, I will say everything has grown after presently is boom in all sectors, but housing is the most.